Okay, so we're back now, and I thought I'd show you guys the next step, which is cutting out the actual armor itself. Now, this is the step that probably could take the longest, so you might want to wait till like a Saturday afternoon when you have some time to do this. Or you could do it and set it aside, too. That's another option. That'd be my cell phone. Okay. Yes, I'm that big of a Star Wars geek. You want to buy something called a rotary tool. Okay, the universal term for it now all of a sudden is Dremel, because that's the company that basically makes rotary tools anymore. They've bought everybody else out of business. I usually like the Black & Deckers, but Black & Decker doesn't make them anymore. So I use the Dremel 300. Now the reason I like this one is because it's got variable speed, so I can control right here how fast or slow it goes. So I can really go really fast, I can go really slow. There's ones that you can only do certain speeds, but I like to have a variable speed. You're going to want to get a cutting tool. I highly suggest this one, and I know you guys can't quite see what it says there, but it's a metal cutting tool. It's basically a universal one, and the great thing about this, it's got a little pop lock feature. I can pop it off and put it back on. Otherwise, it's a pain to put on and off the actual tool. It can take you like 10 minutes to put them on and off. Otherwise, just when I pop lock, turn, twist, and it comes right off. The other thing I highly suggest, because I've learned this the hard way, is have some glasses. So if you don't wear polycarbonate lenses like my friends here, make sure you have some safety goggles, something to put on to cover your eyes. Because I actually had one split off one time, and parts came whizzing at my face and came very close to cutting me in the eye. And that would have sucked. So I always wear my glasses.
After all, safety third.
Safety third, yes. Cutting first. Alright, so your next step now is to basically, you want to cut this out. The best way to do that is to use this as your guide point, and I'm going to run along the very outside edge of my lines that I've made. Now usually what I do is kind of like gently go over it first, because the great thing about the Dremel is you can make what I call the little trench. So as I cut, I'll make this a little faster. I'm making a little trench there. You can kind of see it digging in. And you want that trench to go along that line. And the great thing about giving some space is I can go over the lines just a little bit. Now I'm trying to be very safety conscious here, so I don't have it on very high. I normally go a little higher.
Oh, go higher.
I'm going to go higher.
Go higher.
Now be very careful when you're cutting, because when you're this high, it's really easy for the thing to bounce around. So I'll go through and I'll make all my cuts here. Notice how at the corners too, you need to be very careful, make sure they're matching up. See how there's that little spot there? You want to make sure that's going to happen. Now you're going to have little flecks come off, that's okay. It's not going to affect your armor at all. Now when you have longer cuts, I can show you in a minute, you can actually do that really fast. I'm actually turning away from you, aren't I?
No, you're good.
Like here's the longer cut, this one right here. So what I'll do is actually get it down into the plastic. And then I'll run it along. And that's the brilliance of the rotary tool. I mean, look how easily that cut. That was a piece of cake. It goes through, as I like to say, like butter. Now, I've seen other people use other tools. I'll stop this for a second. I've seen people use other tools like tin snips, and I've had people see people use utility knives to do this. It's possible to do. I think it's harder to do. I don't think you get a straight cut, and it makes it for more work on the filing process in the end. And the other thing too is, I mean, just look at how straight that cut. I mean, that's just a great cut when you look at it. It saves me a lot of time in the long run, and I'll show you later on how we're gonna, finish this off. But the Dremel, I think, definitely takes it to the next step. So I'm gonna take a minute right now and go through and cut out all these pieces just like I just did now. So every single piece, every single angle, you're gonna cut them out. and then I'll show you what you get on the other side of that, which is basically your armor already popped out of the trash can. So we'll come back in a second and show you that.